Welcome to the new spot. It's absolutely boiling tonight. 12 degrees, Christmas Eve, December the 24th, 2024. And it's a beautiful night. It's 4:45, 4:45. And I'm sat on the top of my boat, having a brew, just pondering where to put the rods. Always have one on that white pole on the other far margin. I've had a couple of fish from there, I've had quite a few nice fish from there actually. Fished for a year under that bridge, just for a solid year, just to see what would happen. Literally baited up under the bridge. Can't say I had any more or less than what I would normally have. The spot that has done the most fish for me is at the end of that boat down there. So my near margin spot is either in between these two boats, a huge bank of lily pads here in the summer. They've obviously all died back now, but normally stick one on the end of that boat there, or down here and on this margin here. Oh yeah, quite sure what to do tonight. So this is the new spot. I'm going to be here for the foreseeable future, probably the next couple of weeks. So I'll be spending the next couple of days going through my catch pictures. Got quite a lot to tell about this area, but for now I'm going to get the rods out. Wish me luck for tonight. I just can't believe how warm it is. Must be 9-10 degrees now. Just about to go dark. I've got a brew as normal. And I just thought I'd start off my story. I was looking back through my catch pictures last night. I'm sure I've probably mentioned before, but I used to be quite meticulous with my catch records on a phone. That particular phone popped out of my pocket on the back of the motorbike one day and my notes were gone forever. So I've got loads of pictures, but I can't remember the weights or the specifics of the vast majority of the catches. But my first ever record of a canal caught carp was in 2007. And I remember it really vividly because at that time I actually owned a tackle shop. So I was heavily involved in the trade. Although it was only a small tackle shop. But I was fishing a lot more of the known waters. I was fishing France, I was fishing Linear, I was a member of the Prince Albert Angling Society, I was a member of Lim Angling Society, I was a member of St Helens Angling Association. So I was fishing quite a lot of different places, but I've always lived in the area. moved to this area for this reason. But only really started becoming aware of carp getting caught around 2005, 2006. So I baited an area not so far away from here with my friends, and we fished it one summer and we did really well. The only fish I have a record of was this one. But I know that summer we did catch quite a few. And then I know after that summer I was more involved in the tackle trade and in search of the big fish from linear fisheries, and you know, I was glory hunting, so to speak. But at that time there was no social media, or very little social media. So I was just on the hunt for the big one, I guess. That came when I had one of the big ones out of Little Airchester, much later on. But at that time I was fishing lots of different places. And then after a number of years of travelling, France, South, Oxford, caught in traffic jams umpteen times, leaving work early, getting back too late, having to have days off work, the chase, if you like, I got a bit fed up with it all. And that was at the point where I decided that instead of spending all the money on the roads and on the motorways and on the expensive day ticket waters, I decided to buy myself a little boat and fish the area. Just fish the area close to where I live. See if I can hunt out some of these elusive canal carp. And that's where it all began. So in 2018, I bought my first little GRP cruiser, which was a 17-foot Viking boat, which my friend to this day still owns. And I started fishing on the canal, and this is where my mooring is. So this is where I fished a lot. For the past 6-7 years, I've been fishing the canal almost exclusively alongside my other main water, which is my syndicate water. And I find that it's a perfect contrast, because with my syndicate water there's plenty of fish to be caught at all times of year, and some really nice big fish as well. But here there's very little fish to be caught of unknown sizes and weights, and they don't trip themselves up that often. So it's a nice mix of extremes, if you like. There has been times where I've blanked on here, and then I can just pick up my bivvy out the garage, go on the syndicate. Could have 230s tonight. The chance would be quite good. Whereas to have one fish on here between now and spring, the chance is very, very low. But that's what I want to do, because that's part of the challenge, isn't it? So as promised, I said I'd take you through the fish that I've caught, that I've recorded. There are some fish that I haven't recorded, but most of the fish have been recorded. Early April 2018, it was a lovely mirror actually, and it was caught from underneath the bridge down there, and it was the first sort of significant capture I had. And what it showed me, that what I'd chosen to do in terms of fishing the canal, putting all of my time and effort into the canal instead of travelling the country searching out the big ones, had some potential. And then throughout the summer, the spring summer of 2018, I had a few fish from this particular area. I was only fishing this particular area. I mean, I was going out and having trips out on the boat, but this is where I was fishing. And I was fishing 2 to 3 times a week. So I was fishing a couple of times midweek, and then maybe once at the weekend. And as you'll see from the pictures I've shown, I didn't do too bad. What I did notice is, come the cold, so come September, October time, the bites just dried off. The bites just disappeared. But I can remember in the winter of 2018 thinking, this is definitely what I want to do. But the boat wasn't quite up for the job. I remember it being quite small, and I remember it being quite cold, and I remember it feeling quite damp as well. So I knew if I was going to do it properly, I needed to up my boat game. So then came the liver bird and everything changed. Friday the 27th of December, it's about 7:30 p.m. and it's about 6 degrees. Just got the 3 rods out, one in the channel by the boat, one on the white post, the banker spot, one right between the 2 boats in front of me. Don't know how much you can see, we've had this mist over us for the past couple of days. Not much wind on, but I've got a better chance here than I have at home. Wish me luck and I'll let you know if anything happens. Just going to do a section on the swim that I'm fishing at the moment. There's my dog. So I walk the canal every day. Every day I'm fishing anyway, which is every day. But this is my home mooring. We're just approaching the narrowboat now. Been here for 5 or 6 years. I've had quite a few fish from the area. Back here for Christmas weeks. Probably going to fuel up, fill up with water. When we go back to work, I will be starting my new adventure, which is going to take most of next year, I think. But we'll talk about that another time. Absolutely great swim. Got stick-ups on the near margin. You've got boats to go out on the other side. And as you'll see in a bit, there's a bit more down here as well. So just heading back to the boat now. I'm going to do about the same distance the other way. There's a couple of nice areas to fish that way as well. I remember one time when I stopped here just to fill up with water. Spent a couple of days in this spot here where this blue one is. Put the 3 rods out in the normal places, normal positions. We had a fish just from there, and it was a 20 plus as well. I will find it in the catch report, it will show up at some point, but yeah, just an opportune stop off for water. Wasn't even supposed to be fishing, stuck the rods out for the night, had a 25 in the bag the next morning. It's 20 something. So there's going to be one just between those 2 boats there. In the channel, in front of that white boat there, And then there's the famous white post. So if I come straight in line with that white post, that is the spot which has caught me quite a few fish. This is one of those spots where the bream spawn in the spring. I will definitely be baiting here up in the spring. Oh, I won't be here in the spring. This area here, those trees quite overgrown in the summer. There's a really nice area over the way there that you would like to think held a few fish. So that's it. That's the swim. I'm going to try and produce something like this for all the swims I fish. I'm trying to think about what to call it. Swim talk, swim walk, stretch talk. They all sound mad. But yeah, I think it'd be quite useful just to give anybody who is interested a little bit of information about the things that I've picked up over the years. And if it helps you put a couple of carp on the bank, then I think, to be honest with you, if you're thinking about fishing this area of the Leeds Liverpool Canal, then you're going to need all the help you can get. I'll be fishing here now for the next couple of weeks at least. And then I've got a bit of an adventure for the first quarter of 2025, going somewhere where I've never fished before. So that's going to be interesting, and hopefully you'll follow along. So if you like what you saw today, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Tight lines.